Alright, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day, and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Rogue of the Jungle Special Research Ticket. This is currently available in the Pokéshop as well as the web store, and I believe it's running for about $7.99 USD. Now, the whole point of this ticket is to give you an encounter with the very powerful mythical Pokemon, Zarude. This is a Pokemon that was only released once a couple of years ago, and a lot of players have been waiting for a second opportunity at getting a 100% IV of this Pokemon. Well, here you go. For $7.99, you're going to get yourself a second encounter. Now, the whole point of this video is to discuss whether or not it is actually worth it to spend $7.99 on this special research ticket. And in my opinion, I really do not think it is. But first, let's talk about what you're going to be getting when you purchase this ticket. On top of having an encounter with Zarude, you're going to be getting 2 premium battle passes, 6 silver pineapple berries, some rare candies, as well as an incense, as well as some encounters with dark type and grass type Pokemon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's not necessarily a lot of stuff that you're getting for paying $7.99. Like, if you believe the encounter with Zarude is worth the ticket price alone, then yeah, go ahead and purchase this ticket. But in my opinion, I do not think paying that much money for just one Pokemon is ever going to be worth it when it comes to Pokemon Go. The reason why I say that is because Zarude is eventually going to be in the game as an elite raid. At least I believe that's how it's going to be. We of course never got that confirmed from Niantic, but I highly suspect that they are going to have this Pokemon in raids sometime in the future. It's just a given, considering how powerful this Pokemon is. It's basically going to be one of those Pokemon that a lot of players will fork out a lot of money for just to raid it and get themselves 100% IVs. I really do not think Niantic would miss out on that opportunity, unless of course this special research ticket sells a lot, which I really hope it does not. Something to keep in mind is that you're only going to be getting one encounter with Zarude, which means you're going to have one chance of getting a 100% IV. Now, the reason why getting a 100% IV of Zarude is so important is because the place where this Pokemon shines the most is going to be in both raid battles as well as the Master League. And in both of those aspects of Pokemon Go, IVs matter a whole lot. So if you do not end up getting yourself a 100% IV, you essentially have just a Pokédex entry or just a couple of candies, and that's going to be really depressing. Really what you're doing is paying $7.99 to roll a slot machine once, and the chances of you getting a 100% IV Zarude from a field research task, or in this case a special research task, is about, I believe, 1 in 255. So those are not really good odds. I really do not think paying that much money is ever going to be worth it, especially because it's a Pokemon that heavily relies on high IVs. But of course, this is not the first time we had Zarude as a special research reward. Zarude was released as a tie-in to a movie a couple of years ago, and a lot of players were able to get one for free, or I believe it actually still had a cost back then. I really do not know. But still, this is the second time that they're having a Zarude encounter, and yeah, it's going to cost you quite a lot. $7.99 is already pretty steep for an in-game event special research, and they're not including much with this ticket. Like, they don't even give you any kind of rocket radars or anything like that. It's basically $7.99 for about $2 to $3 worth of premium items and then encounter with a mythical Pokemon. I really do not think that's worth it at all. I mean, they've had mythical Pokemon as part of special research stories in the past, and they ran for about $4.99. For them to have less rewards and a Pokemon that's not even going to potentially be shiny for $7.99, yeah, I think that's very steep, and it just really goes to show that Niantic is willing to push the boundaries for how much they could charge for a lot less. I really think because of that, Niantic is going to miss out on a lot of revenue. I mean, if this ticket was a lot cheaper, I think more players would be willing to buy it. And if they added more premium items, I think it would be a lot more enticing for some veteran players to actually purchase it as well. So, yeah, I think Niantic dropped the ball. This is one of the ways that they could have made a lot of money, but I think there's going to be quite a few players that are going to avoid buying this ticket. And I think a lot of people are going to spread the word that it does not have a lot of value. Sure, there's going to be some newer players who just simply want the Pokédex entry, and to them, all power to them. If they want to spend $7.99 for a Pokédex entry, I mean, that's really going to be up to them. I would never do that personally. I mean, even for some of the mythicals in the past, like, they had to have offered a lot more in order for me to buy those tickets. And for Zarude, I just do not think it's worth it. Yeah, it's one of those mythicals that actually has a lot of gameplay value. Like, it's going to be a phenomenal raid attacker. But in terms of grass types, there's plenty of Pokemon that are going to be better than it. Like, for example, Kartana, and that is a Pokemon that often comes to 5-star raids. And then when it comes to dark types, there's a plethora of Pokemon that are going to be better than Zarude. Now, I really hope Niantic takes some positive lessons from the community feedback regarding this ticket. If they charge a lot less for in-game tickets, more people will buy them. And then on top of that, the dollar value of these tickets need to hold out when it comes to premium items. In my opinion, this ticket would have been absolutely worth it if they included a good amount of premium raid passes or even threw in some incubators. And I think this one premium item is quite underrated, but it definitely gets a lot of player spending, especially during community days, and that is rocket radars. I feel like it's a huge missed opportunity not including rocket radars into this special research ticket, because we are about to get a Team Go Rocket takeover event, and I'm sure a lot of players will want to get a bunch of Team Go Rocket leader battles in, especially because next month we're going to be having Bag On Community Day Classic. And I'm sure players out there would like to get some Arlo battles in. So imagine how many people would have bought this ticket if they included a couple of rocket radars, because people would want to use those for Arlo, and it definitely would have increased the value of this ticket. But as of right now, I think a bare minimum amount of players are actually interested in buying this ticket. I could be completely wrong here, but everything that I'm gauging from the Pokemon Go community, this ticket is seen as a huge ripoff. And it's quite unfortunate because Zarude is a really good Pokemon. So yeah, I don't know what Niantic's doing. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would have designed this ticket a lot differently. I would have included something special with it. Like, I really feel like Niantic should explore having different in-game bonuses when you buy special research tickets. This is something they have done in the past, and I wish they went back to it. It would definitely increase the value of the tickets and tie them to in-game events a lot better. Like, for this ticket in particular, it would have been really cool if it gave you bonus Stardust for every grass-type Pokemon or dark-type Pokemon that you catch if you buy this ticket. Like, something like that would have been a lot more enticing. But instead, what we got is a ticket for a particular mythical Pokemon and a couple of premium items that don't even add up to the value of the ticket. So yeah, huge blunder here. I think Niantic lost out on a lot of potential revenue, and I really do hope they learn the right lessons, because this is a controversial take, but I actually do like special research tickets, and I think they're really good for the game. A lot of people will say that this is just egregious monetization, but giving players the option to get a bunch of bonuses and special Pokemon at the cost of money is going to be, in my opinion, pretty good for the game. It's another way for Niantic to continue to get revenue so that they can continue producing the game. And it's also a great way for players who are willing to spend money to actually get some nice rewards. I know some players will vehemently disagree with me on that, but it's okay. This is just my personal opinion. I am someone who is a low spender when it comes to Pokemon Go, so occasionally I do want to make in-app purchases and get a lot in return, and it's quite often that I don't feel that way when it comes to Pokemon Go, to be honest with you. Yeah, monetization in Pokemon Go is definitely friendlier compared to other games, but I do feel like if they're going to have any kind of in-app purchases, they need to have a lot of value, and I really do not think this ticket has any kind of value at all. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion on it. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Now, I would love to know your thoughts and opinions regarding this ticket down below. Are you going to avoid buying this ticket? Are you someone who already purchased this ticket? I would like to know why in the comments down below. And yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on my Patreon. You all make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you could do so is by clicking on the links in the description below. One of them will take you to my Patreon page, and for every single paid Patreon member, they get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. For every paid Patreon member, they get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So if you want to do remote raids with me, or if you want to increase our friendship levels within Pokemon Go, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. Also, if you want to support my channel in a very different way, you could always do so by following me on social media. My handle is Jinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on screen right now. And yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.